Crow Country is a PS1 styled indie survival horror game set in the 90s that came out back in May of 2024. It was developed by SFB Games, a British studio based in London. Crow Country has quite a unique art style for a survival horror. Instead of going for a look similar to survival horror classics of that era like RE1 and RE2, they instead go for a look that's reminiscent of Final Fantasy VII while giving their own spin on it. In Crow Country, we play Mara Forrest, a secret agent who has made their way to the abandoned amusement park of Crow Country, near Atlanta, Georgia, for an investigation. It is now 1990, and the park has been shut down for 2 years, and the founder of the park, Edward Crow, has mysteriously disappeared. We'll encounter many characters along the way, as we slowly uncover the mystery of Edward Crow and his theme park. The game opens up with Mara driving to the park while talking to herself. When Mara enters the park, she sees how much disrepair the park is in. As she proceeds further into the park, she meets Arthur Mole, a paranormal photographer who has been injured by the entrance of the park. Mara helps him to her car as he warns her of mysterious and dangerous creatures in the park. But Mara can't leave now. She came this way to find Edward Crow. So she leaves Arthur in her car and re-enters the park. Now that you know how the story of Crow Country begins, let's talk about the gameplay. The gameplay for Crow Country borrows elements from two solid survival horror franchises, Resident Evil and Silent Hill. This is mainly through inventory management and how some of the puzzles are done, but overall Crow Country feels unique and stands on its own merit. What I mean by unique is how it plays, as this game doesn't have fixed camera angles or in third person. It's more like you're playing in a diorama and turning the camera is like turning the level itself. Now let's talk the way combat works. At the beginning of the game, we start with a standard pistol that is not just a weapon, but a tool for us to use, as you can shoot padlocks to open some doors, as well as glass jars and wooden boxes that sometimes hold items inside them. When using our gun to fight enemies, there is no auto-aim, so you have to manually aim, but luckily, not far into the game, we can pick up a laser to see where we are aiming, as well as help us target parts of the enemies' bodies. We can also find grenades to help clear through some of the bigger enemies, but it's not the only thing we can use, as there's also bear traps on the ground that we can use to our advantage, as well as red barrels we can shoot that cause an explosion. Now we don't have to fight every enemy we come across, as we can just easily maneuver around them to get where we need to go, but all the enemies come in different varieties, so sometimes we have to take them out to get around them as they can take up more space. Crow Country also has mini boss fights, where most are completely optional, as you can get past them without having to fight them at all, but sometimes the room will lock and you will have to fight them in order to continue. Now let's talk a bit about the way they do puzzles in this game. Like I said before, our gun is a tool for us to use as well, as we may require to shoot an object during a puzzle or a padlock in order to progress further. But some puzzles are more about using the information that is given to you through notes or in the puzzle room itself in order to solve it, which is something I like seeing in games instead of just getting an item and placing it in another location. Like all the games I talk about in Checkout, I always like talking about the music in them, as this game is no different. The music in Crow Country really elevates the atmosphere when wandering around the park and solving puzzles, as well as conveying emotion during dialogue scenes. It also helps elevate the feel of a PS1 era game. Crow Country is an amazing game that many people should pick up and try, especially if you enjoy survival horror games. The pacing of the story and how you slowly uncover the mystery of Edward and his park is perfect. I also like how some of the puzzles took me a bit to solve, but were so satisfying once I figured out how, and I hope we get to see SFB Games make a sequel or something in the same vein as Crow Country. You can get Crow Country on Nintendo Switch, Xbox Series X and S, PS4 and 5, and PC. If you've already played Crow Country or if you're planning on picking it up, let me know in the comments. Also, give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more content from me. And I'll see you all next time.